Have you ever had a question about your CSRS pension and its effect on your spouse's Social Security? If so, stay tuned for the next episode of All About FERS. Hi, I'm John Raleigh, Certified Financial Planner with All About FERS, and today we'll be talking about your CSRS pension and its effect on your spouse's Social Security. Today we have a question from Dan A. about his pension and its effects on his wife's Social Security and her survivor benefits. Dan asks, I retired with a CSRS pension. My wife will be eligible to claim Social Security benefits in a few years based on her work record of 22 years. My questions are, will her Social Security benefit calculation be affected in any way by my pension? After my death, assuming I predecease her, will her Social Security benefit be affected by her CSRS survivor benefit? Likewise, after her death, assuming she predeceases me, would I receive any survivor Social Security benefits from her Social Security? Thanks, Dan, for the great questions. Now let's start breaking down your specific questions. First question, will my wife's Social Security benefit be affected by my CSRS pension? This is one of the most common questions among federal retirees, and happily I can say no. Your CSRS pension does not directly affect your spouse's Social Security benefit. Your spouse's Social Security benefit is based on her own work record and is based on her own earnings history, not your pension. Now, of course, no answer can be a clean yes or no. There is an important consideration regarding the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP. This could affect the amount of Social Security benefits your spouse receives if they've worked in a job where they did not pay into Social Security. Since your wife has worked 22 years, it's likely she has paid into the Social Security system and will benefit from her benefits based on her earnings. The WEP, the Windfall Elimination Provision, may reduce her benefit amount, but it won't eliminate it entirely. It's important to check with the Social Security Administration for an estimate of her benefits. Now, with that said, there is a big update. On December 21st, 2024, the U.S. Congress passed the Social Security Fairness Act. This repeals two federal laws, the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO. The provisions have been in place for nearly 40 years and reduced the Social Security payments to nearly 3 million retirees, including some PSRS monthly benefit recipients. The repeal of the WEP and the GPO has long been hoped by many affected by this provision, including educators, police officers, firemen, local government employees, and they will now receive increased Social Security benefits. We also have a bigger update. The President signed the Social Security Fairness Act into law on January 5th, 2025. This is the final step for nearly 3 million public sector employees, retirees, spouses, and surviving spouses to begin receiving higher monthly Social Security payments. The legislation repeals the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset, two of the long-standing provisions of Social Security that reduce or eliminate benefits for certain government employees. Now, after that fun news, let's go on to the next part of your question. How will my wife's Social Security benefit be affected after my death? Now things get a little more complicated after a death and if survivor benefits are available. If you pass away before your wife, she may be eligible to receive survivor benefits from Social Security. But how does your CSRS pension play a role? The short answer is that your wife's Social Security survivor benefits will not be reduced by your CSRS pension. Now, however, if your wife chooses to receive a CSRS survivor benefit, which is an option for a surviving spouse under the CSRS system, it could reduce the amount of Social Security she might be eligible for. In some cases, the survivor benefit from your CSRS pension could impact the Social Security survivor benefit she receives, particularly if there's an overlap between the two. It's important for your wife to carefully evaluate the survivor benefit option under the CSRS to ensure she doesn't inadvertently limit the Social Security survivor benefits by taking the CSRS survivor option. Next question, would I receive survivor Social Security benefits if my wife passes away? If your wife predeceases you, the situation changes slightly. You may be eligible to receive Social Security survivor benefits based on her work record. However, the amount you would receive depends on various factors, including your age and your own work history. If you're eligible for a Social Security benefit based on your own work record, you do not receive your own benefit and your wife's survivor benefit at the same time. You typically receive the higher of the two amounts, but not both. If you're eligible for a survivor benefit from your wife's Social Security, this should not be reduced by your CSRS pension. It is worth noting that Social Security has specific rules about survivor benefits. You might want to reach out to the SSA for personalized guidance on how this works in your particular case. Being aware of the exceptions puts you way ahead of the game. Navigating the intersection of CSRS pension and Social Security benefits can be complex. When it comes to survivor benefits, it's critical to evaluate the options available, including the CSRS survivor benefit and understanding how they might impact your Social Security benefits after your death. For the best outcome, it's a good idea to consult both the Social Security Administration and a financial advisor to ensure you're making the right decisions that benefit both you and your spouse in retirement and beyond. Hope this gives you a better insight into your CSRS pension and Social Security and what effects they will have on your retirement. Keep sending in those great questions, and you may be the topic on the next episode of All About FERS. And until next time, happy planning.